Hello Aries, welcome to your mid-2020 overview reading, and I will be pulling some cards for August as well. I'm combining those this month just to lighten my load a bit. I hope you enjoy this reading. I'm doing something very different from what I normally do, and good stuff is to come. So make sure you subscribe, like this video, and check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing if you care to. And I'm going to lay this spread out, then we will get started. If I didn't already mention, this reading is good for you if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Aries. Can't remember if I mentioned that, but let me explain this reading. So, second half of 2020, this is going to last from July to December of 2020. And each one of these cards, this is just the timeline. So I'm going to be building off of this timeline here for the rest of 2020. So you have about a 6-week period, which I'm just breaking this down into quarters as usual, so I hope you enjoy. Let's start with your oracle cards first, though. So we have Get Creative. So let your creativity really shine. What this means, right, it's not always about painting and drawing and just straight up creative expression. This can also be innovating situations in your life, innovating relationships, coming at it from a new angle is going to be really helpful. This is about getting creative, not only with your expression, but with the approach that you're taking to life. And so if you can lean into this more, you're going to get greater results. So lean into the creativity. And then the archetype card for you is the Lover. Beautiful. This is really embodying passion as well. So one of the hallmark things about the Lover is it's not just about romantic relationships, right? That's usually where we go with the Lover, but this is about devotion to love itself, the vibration of love, the energy of love, being able to hold love in your body. And so this is giving you a lot of support right now, and it's about loving yourself, being loving towards others, leading with love is what creates a lot of transformation. So I'm getting that you are really in this energy for the second half of 2020. And this is also a place to do some work, right? Maybe you're in the habit of withholding love or starving other people of love as a defense. Maybe there's a little bit of turbulence around different situations in your life or relationships that you need to meet with love and tenderness and compassion in order to get them to transform and evolve. What you can consider here is that if something is of a shadow frequency or if something is wounded, you can't actually bully it or starve it into submission. You have to give it the opportunity to transform with love. And then the Sovereign Oracle card, we have the Shadow. False projections rule the day. Be lovingly inquisitive. Allow the hidden to be revealed and healed. Let the darkness serve to give definition to the light. Love that. So obviously there's a theme here. Okay, let's look at the first quarter. So this is going to run into mid-August. Queen of Wands, really owning your fire, owning your passion, owning what you're good at, owning your skills. I'm going to see what else is going on here, because this is just about like leading with your heart, using your fire, using your authenticity. And we have the Tower. Okay, the Tower is the breakdown, breakthrough. So when you are like being cracked open, this is how it might be showing up for many of you as well. There's like a new level that's happening in this first quarter, and it has to do with these themes right here. The Shadow being met with the Lover, the breakdown being met with your higher self, your truth, your expression. So whatever is happening, it is helping you to access more of your heart. So it's kind of like I've heard people say, and it is pretty true, that the heart wants to be cracked open. That's what it naturally wants to do. And so you're going through that experience here in this first quarter, is like you're being cracked open. There's new information, there's new parts of yourself that are being accessed in this first quarter. There's just more of you that's coming to life. I think you might actually be surprised with yourself in this first quarter. Like, again, into mid-August, I think you're in a lot of uncharted territory, and I mean that in the best way possible. So let yourself move with that. The second quarter, we have the Four of Swords. It's time to rest. So this is deep transformation with the Tower and the Queen of Wands. Your fire, your heart, all of that is going through deep evolution. And so I'm not surprised that off of this peak, you're going to come down and actually need to rest and integrate. The important part to remember about the Four of Swords is that the integration, the rest, letting the downloads actually come into your body fully is important. It's just like in wintertime. If you were running a farm, you would need to leave the soil alone for some time. You would need it to regenerate, and that's what's happening here. And then we have, okay, the Lovers. Decisions. This is also great for those of you manifesting partnership. It's in the rest, it's in the integration, not when all of this intensity is coming up that you want to be making. Let me walk that back. I was going to say you don't necessarily want to be making tons of life-altering decisions here. So that's going to last for the next few weeks. I would say, really don't put all your eggs in one basket, because there's change that's happening here. And this is something, because I'm not putting this out on July 1st. This is something you're already in the middle of. It's not something that's oncoming necessarily. This is something you're already experiencing. And so the next chapter for you is going to be rest, the come down, the integration. And with that, you're able to be met with your next level. Whatever level up happened here, it's going to be reflected to you in who you're calling into your life, the opportunities that you receive, the decisions that you make, they're all being leveled up. The third quarter, we have the Page of Wands, creative expression. This is more of your work coming to the forefront, because I'm getting it is that get creative energy. It's that same exact thing. Let me see what else is going on here. I'm getting that you're like drawing up big plans is the other thing, because you have the notebook, like you're sculpting things out. And the Death card is highlighting all of the new growth. Maybe something was broken down here, and the integration is what is helping you get into that next level and access that. The Death card is actually rebirth. Because you already have the Tower here, this is showing me that you actually have the growth piece. The evolution piece is what really comes after the integration. You're actually able to see the fruits of your labor. So I hope that makes sense. This is the time that I would actually manifest for you, like really, really anchor into manifestation practices from this stillness, this empty space, this slowness. This is where you're going to want to do some work on that. And then you actually get to see things come to life in this third quarter, because the Death card, it's not an indication of what's to come when I'm reading this. My intuitive hit is it's all about the rebirth, the next stage of you. And then we have the Two of Cups in the fourth quarter. Lots of love in this reading, that's for sure. So that it just keeps coming up again and again and again. And don't forget the reflective nature of this reading. So as you're going through this experience, the transformation, the evolution, you are experiencing a reflection of your internal world. So you kind of have to get out of your own way in order to create the things that you desire, because you're creating whether you like it or not. That's something that you're already doing. So just capitalize on it, harness it, use it to your advantage. And then to clarify this, let's see. Five of Cups. So there is readjustment and refocus that happens in this fourth quarter. And I think that maybe it's about adjusting what you were asking for. Maybe there's an element of something that you were planning for or a desire that you were moving into. And then there's just some course correction that happens in this fourth quarter. So at the end of the year, I think you're going to be seeing high quality reflections of whatever you desire, whether that be romantic partnership or not. You know, I'm flexy on that. It's all about what you decide you get to have for yourself. But I do see that there's refocus, there's shifting, changing. You know, things are probably going to be looking different at the end of the year. And so you are going to be starting 2021 with a new vision. I think you're redefining some things for yourself. There's reinvention. There's like love and reinvention happening in this next 6-month period or so. So I'm getting that, like, don't count your chickens yet. Definitely don't do that. Don't write off 2020 yet. And this is not I really would not actually recommend start planning heavily for 2021 until you get to this 5 of Cups in this fourth quarter. So in that last 6 weeks of 2020, starting in mid-November, is really when I would start doing the planning, because I know some people want to like start planning in September, but for you that actually doesn't look like the right move. The right move is going to be waiting until the tail end of the year to really start defining how you want to shape and how you want to create in 2021. Okay, now we're going to move on to the August reading. I'm just going to lay it on top of this because I'm keeping the August readings really simple. We're just going to do central energy, what you have shifting out, and what you have oncoming. Okay, so the central energy of August is the Star. Everything is as it should be. So you can relax into knowing that everything is in its proper place. You don't have to fight or scrap or try so hard. There's actually no efforting that's required in August. Notice I'm using the word efforting specifically because it's like, do you have to show up with aligned integrity for the things that are important to get done and make happen? Yes, 100%. But there's no force that's actually required. You don't have to force or push anything. So allow yourself to relax into knowing that everything is in its rightful place. And that's the comfort that August brings. What you have shifting out is the Magician. I think you've already cast the vision, which is why you don't actually have to force. If you've set the tone, if you've asked for what you want and need, if you're really clear on what you're calling in, then this is about allowing that to take place, and then just in whatever polarity feels right for you, lean into the aligned actions that make sense. But fighting and pushing is not going to serve this energy. It's like you've already done what you need to do in order to manifest in part. But again, like once that mid-August, September comes around, there's that deep allowing, letting the soil rest, letting the integration take place. And that's what the Star is reflecting to you. I'm getting that July, like the June, July months were where you were really, really heavy-handed with manifesting. So now you get to relax into knowing that you've cast the vision, you've set the tone, you've done that work. What the oncoming energy is the 3 of Chalices. So this is happiness, joy, pleasure, play, having fun. Really allow yourself to enjoy and have fun, and that is going to be what carries you through August into, well, up here in the northern hemisphere it's going to be fall, so carrying you into that next stage. But pleasure is the name of the game. Like, rather than making it harder than it needs to be, let it be easy as much as possible. Let it be pleasurable as much as possible. And that in itself is a practice. That's not something that comes necessarily naturally to us. It's something that a lot of the time we have to relearn for ourselves. Now let's do a 3-card pick. You're welcome to ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever you're needing. If you need more time, pause the video. Card number 1, we have the Crone, Wisdom. This is really, really calling you into a space of contemplation. Go slow with your decisions. Definitely do not ride the wave of a really intense emotion, good or bad, right? You don't want to make any choices off of projections or necessarily fantasies. Both of those can be kind of dangerous, right? If you are ignoring red flags, or if you're ignoring your intuition because you're kind of living in fantasy land, that can really do harm. And the same goes for expecting the worst. So the Crone, the energy of the Crone, is wise enough to know when decisions need to be made, when it's best for that. So take your time. There's no reason to rush your decisions. Card number 2, we have the Queen of Cups. So your heart, your emotions, your feeling center is going to be a great compass for you. This is also about really harnessing your emotions, working with your emotional state, being intentional with what emotions you want to experience, and practicing conjuring them up. That's what the Cups energy helps us navigate with. So you use this wisely. Know that your feelings and your emotions and your heart space have wisdom for you, and they have information for you, but you want to balance not letting them steer the ship fully and completely, and also not ignoring them. You want to ride that line. And then card number 3, we have the King of Wands. Use passion to your advantage. Like, you use the intensity to your advantage. Allow yourself to be fully seen. Be your bold self. That's the solution here, is to be authentic. So whatever you might be concealing or hiding, it's kind of like you need to show your cards. You need to reveal. You need to have that show up fully. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. And before you go, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment if anything resonated. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And if you would like more content from me, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. Good things come to you in my newsletter, and you can stay up to date on everything. All of the info that you need is in the description box if you'd like to work with me or check out all of the other offers that I have. Just check below. All of the decks that I've used in the reading today are also listed as well. I'm sending you so much love, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.